Auburn football killing it again with another workout video.
In the world full of podcasts, he's the undisputed heavyweight champion of hot takes, an Auburn sports homer, master of the boog, and message board legend. Get your buttons buttoned and your hats flattened because the Top Button Podcast is about to kick off. And you don't want to miss your courtside seat. Now, here's your host, Charlie Five.
Yes, sir. We're back. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast live. I'm your host, Kyle Rush, a.k.a. Charlie Five. Let's get it. Guys, welcome in the chat. Welcome in this morning. I tell you what, just a sidebar. If you're not a fan or if you don't like me at all, Tuesdays are not a good day for you. We're everywhere. I saw Robert Steiner mention, hey, you got Locked on Auburn, then you go right into the live Top Button Podcast. It's awesome. Awesome on Tuesdays are a lot of fun. Also on Mike G with the War Report, I think, today. So a lot of stuff going on today. We're going to talk about another workout video. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but you know what? Number changes, height, weight, and everything take precedent with me. So we're going to break it down today. We're going to talk about some offensive line performances at the Combine, and we're going to preview the Hoops game tonight. Hey, we're still playing basketball. I know it's been rough, but we're still playing. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to play the video, and then we're going to break it down. I got one gripe about it, and I'll explain afterwards.
Hey, bro. It worked, day. Get it off! Let's go! Y'all know you got that work every time. Let's do it. Hey, let's go, Nate. Finish, Nate. Yeah, Lee. Let's go, Lee. Let's work. Come on, Bear. Let's work, Bear.
Got one gripe. First of all, that was awesome. Okay. But one gripe. Okay. 32 seconds is not enough, Auburn football. We need a minute minimum. We need 1 minute. I think the music needs to be just a tad upbeat. We're critiquing workout videos right now. Good stuff, though. I think one of the biggest takeaways, man, it feels like these guys like each other. It feels like they actually enjoy competing together. They're cheering by name each individual person. It's good stuff. That stuff, when you build it early, it's going to pay huge dividends, in the fourth quarter, late in SEC games. Love that stuff. Had, I think, a Hunter Herring appearance for the first time. You remember the quarterback / tight end transfer from Louisiana Monroe. I'd love to know in the chat what you think his role is going to be this year. What do you think he's going to look like this year? Intriguing athlete coming into play, tight end in that tight end room that don't know 100% what to expect, but there seems like there's a lot of decent options. So very curious to see how that one plays out. Bear McOrder continues to make appearances. Bear, yeah, I noticed, Dana noticed it right away. Bear may crack the 2 deep. We talked about him yesterday, weighing in at 6'4", 305, but Bear has been seems like pretty much a star in every single workout video so far. And then one thing, they know what to do. They know you got to have a Byron Brown appearance, a Byron Brown cameo at some point in time, and having it be him winning the race or whatever they're doing. And what the heck is that pole they're carrying? How much does that thing weigh? Does anybody know that? It's hard to carry something that long in general, but I imagine it's not light. I imagine it's probably pretty heavy. But having Byron Brown win the race and everybody get fired up is really cool. I see Let the Eagles Soar says he feels like Hunter Herring. There's going to be some kind of reverse pass with Hunter Herring at some point in time. I really hope that's not the case. If we have to carve out a role for him, I hope it's just a traditional tight end role. I hope it's not short yardage wildcat because you already have like the best short yardage Wildcat as your quarterback already. But I hope you're wrong there. I'm so tired of trick plays. Did any trick play work last year? I know it's a new staff, and I can't hold what happened last year against the new staff. But I think that was the first year we went completely over on trick plays. Maybe we ran the hide the guy play once and got a first down, but boy, they were all pretty much disastrous. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the trick play, at least right now. I loved it. I loved a lot of them under Gus, but for whatever reason, we've been snake bit lately. I want to talk about something that I've noticed in a couple of these videos, and I say that I don't like slogans and I don't like catchphrases and things like that, but I do like what seems to be the theme of Golish and what he's trying to instill, and it makes sense based off of last year as well. And it's the slogan, be who you say you are. That's on their workout shirts. I think they put that on the wall of the indoor facility. And I think it's really appropriate based off of what we were kept being told last year about this roster and continuing to bring in like these 5-star guys and these highly rated guys out of the portal. But are you who you say are you being who you say you are? We keep being told about how great these particular players are, but are you living up to it? And that seemed to be one of the big kryptonites of last year's team. Is sometimes I think we bought into our own hype. I think they bought into their own hype a lot of times. So you're not focused. You're that 5-star receiver. You're not focused on critical downs. You're not focused in crunch time. Offensive linemen, you're not focused when you're on the road and you're listening for that snap count. Or, I can go down the list. You're not focused when you're a DB and it's 3rd and long and maybe you're relaxed in coverage a little bit because you've bought into your own hype. I like the idea of be who you say you are. If you say you're going to be an NFL draft pick, if you say you're one of the best defenders in the SEC, if you think you're the best receiver in the SEC, then go be it. Be who you think you are. Be who you say you're going to be. I dig that. I think that's a cool theme. And if you got to have a theme, I'm going to roll with that one. That's pretty good. We're going to talk about the NFL Combine. Our offensive linemen competed. Connor Lew had a really good quote and a really good performance. We're going to talk about that as well in just a second. But before we do that, I want to give a quick shout out to PayZoom. And guys, if you're a restaurant owner, they're doing something wild. For the whole month of March, qualifying restaurants will receive the Genius POS system for free. That could be up to $25,000. If you've ever been on the fence on changing your POS, your point of sale, and you also looking at changing possibly your credit card processing, you need to give PayZoom, give Nate with PayZoom a shout. Local guy, hey, check in for all the discounts that you possibly can have, and you can pick up the phone and call him, and you're going to get a guy here local on the other line instead of a call center. Why not help out an Auburn guy? Do business with Auburn people. How about that? Check them out. It's PayZoom. And then if you need a good realtor in the Auburn, Opelika area, hit me up. It's Kyle Rush at kw.com. Had a big closing last week. Got a couple coming up in the next couple of weeks that are from listeners. Would love to help you guys out. Buy, build, sell, or invest in the area. Would love to help. Give me a shout. We'll be back right after this. Let's talk the NFL Combine as we had three offensive linemen competing. You had Dylan Wade, Jeremiah Wright, and Connor Lew. And for a while, Connor Lew had the most reps on the bench. I think he did 31 reps at 225, which is wild. Ended up, I think, 3rd. So pretty good performance there. He was one of the focal points, I feel like, and he had a really good answer in a press conference. And I think it just goes to show what kind of pro – this guy's just a pro. Okay, he is just a professional. Let's listen to this clip really quick.
What can you do most to help a quarterback out?
As soon as we break the huddle, they know Connor lose their center. He's got the box under control. He's got the calls down. I can worry about the defensive structure, the secondary, and the final checks, being able to take that load off of them mentally.
If there was ever any doubt that he was ready to go, that answer solved that question. That answer right there answers that question. What can you do the best to help your quarterback? Well, when we break the huddle, he knows that Connor lose his center. He knows that he doesn't have to worry about anything other than just going out and executing. I dig that. And, I would have loved to have him back, but I am really pulling for this kid, man, to be a big-time pro. Hopefully he can sneak up into that second round where I think that's probably maybe the ceiling of where it could be, maybe middle to the back end of the second round. That would be phenomenal. We need guys like this to make it in the NFL. He's been through a lot. He came to Auburn on a promise. That promise was never fulfilled, was never delivered upon, but it was never from lack of effort from him. He gave it everything he could the whole time until, obviously he had that injury and lost a few games. Lost a few of the last games of his junior year. But he's an Auburn guy. A lot of folks bragging on him at the combine and all of his interviews. He's going to be a pro for sure. Dylan Wade was one of the only Auburn players. I think he was the only Auburn player that ran the 40, and he actually ran a really good 40, probably helped himself out there. I think it was tied for 11th as far as fastest 40 of the offensive linemen that competed. I know that he didn't start out at Auburn, but it just feels like he's an Auburn guy too. Another dude that's been through – I tell you what, all three of these guys have seen some stuff. All three of these guys have been through it while they were at Auburn. It's been a journey for all of them. But Dylan Wade in particular, coming in 2023, having to play left tackle, which is, doesn't do anything for him in the NFL because he's not going to play tackle in the NFL. So it's like, okay, I'll do it for you. Then the next year we're going to move you inside. That's going to be your more prototype position in the NFL. Then you're going to get to, develop those skills and get ready for the NFL. The offensive line we put around you kind of stinks, so you have to slide back out at tackle. And then this year, you finally think you got the offensive line. This past year, you think you got the offensive line, settled, and the offensive line struggles, and so probably he didn't get the eyeballs that he needed. So it's good for him to get an invite to the combine, go run a good 40. He's another one. Auburn dude, man. Auburn dude. Got to wish him the best. Hope that he kills it as well. And then Jeremiah Wright, one of the more crazy stories I think of anybody. Signing with Gus. Being here way back then, switching from offensive line to defensive line multiple times and never complaining. And also just battling all the injuries that he battled. It's just a rough stretch for him, a rough career for him, even though he was here for so long. He went through a ton. I mean, not many people can say they played for 3 college head coaches at the same dang school. That happens a lot in the portal when you're transferring all over the place, but not at the same school. That's not very often, and that's not a great stretch of football to be a part of. Probably the darkest time in Auburn football in a very, very long time. Probably got to go back to the Barfield era to have a worse stretch of football, and he was through it. He sat through it, man, and it's impossible not to pull for a guy like that. Thought he had a good year at times. He's a really, really good, strong, run-blocking offensive lineman, interior guy. So hopefully, I think If he can sneak into those final rounds, it would be fantastic. But I think he's going to make a team. He's going to get a free agent contract somewhere and try to make it happen. So good stuff. It's always good to see Auburn guys succeed, even, outside of Auburn. Like, let's go make it in the NFL as well. Now, let's talk about basketball for a second. Oh, by the way, I forgot this. I was going to talk about this. I have a football pronunciation guide now. And the strength and conditioning coach, I've been wondering how you pronounce his name. Kuritis. How about that? We need him to make an appearance. He's made an appearance on some of the pictures, like some of the pictures of the workouts, not the actual workouts themselves, because he's terrifying. But yeah, Kuritis. So if you wanna know how to say his name, Gio Kuritis. There you go. Got a lot of the names that we could go through. So that'll be a lot of fun. If you ever watch the Auburn, the live Barncast, we always make the jokes about the pronunciation guide. So I know I hear you, Cheese, but I got to end the Tuesday. I should have put basketball in the middle, but I got to end it this way. Look, it's a late one, and it's sad too to see. I saw someone drop the ticket price graphic, and they're affordable. They're very affordable. So if you want to get a ticket, they're easy to get, and they're very well priced. Look, I'm curious to see the fight, man. I'm curious to see if this team is going to battle. There's still, even though it's a small, minute chance, there's still a chance they could make the tournament, man. And I think that they deserve – I think they need to go earn it. You need to go out there and prove – if you think you're – it's kind of like the slogan for basketball, be who you say you are. There's a lot of those guys that are high-money dudes. They got big paychecks. You know what? Go earn it, man. Go out there and earn it. There's no reason you're an 8.5, 9-point favorite. You've lost 3 games now as favorites in a row. I'm sorry, 2 games in a row as favorites. Last game, you were 10.5 points. Go prove that, go earn that paycheck. So it's going to be tough. We're going to hang in there. Hopefully you get this win tonight, and then we'll see what happens against Alabama. Somebody had a really good idea. After we talk about basketball, let's just go ahead and play the workout video.
Hey, bro. It worked, eh? Let's go right there. Y'all know you got that work every time. Let's do it. Hey, let's go, Nate. Finish, Nate. Yeah, Lee. Let's go, Lee. That works. Come on, Bear. That's work, Bear.
No better way to end the show than that right there. Guys, I really appreciate it. We'll be back again tomorrow. Y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday. And if you don't like the Top Button Podcast, if you don't like C5, then today's just a bad day for you. Just go back to bed and try again tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk again soon. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast live. Stay buttoned.
Thanks for listening, and drive home safe.